where my mom's at. Raising kids, cleaning shit, speed along.
How's it moving from state to state? Because I mean, I know just like
terrible.
Just watching you do it by your like as an Angelino is like that's what interests me. But the fact that you're even moving with 2 kids, you're uprooting a family. Like, what's it like to move your family from one state to another?
It's the death. It's the worst. It really is. It's death. I mean, just put it. Listen, and I'm not one of these people, these moms who, yeah, I know moms who are wonderfully relaxed and are like, oh, I took my 8-week-old to Tahiti and we flew 20 hours and it was great. Like that's not who I am. I'm extremely anxious. I'm very like, oh God, everyone's going to hate me on the plane. My kids are going to scream. Everything's horrible. So like I stress, it's a lot of change, especially for the 2-year-old. He's he's like, what, where are you going? Don't leave me. Everybody stay in one room. He's very freaked out. And Ellis is more like, oh, this is cool. This is fun. I like that. Like he's more adventurous.
Right. Because he's able to understand concepts and stuff.
Yeah.
Like how do you explain it to your kids that it's like, you know, that you're moving states, or do you just say that you're moving houses?
We tell them both. And so we've moved now 3 times with Ellis, and this will be Julian's second move. And I found the key. So if you guys are moving, here's what I've done. It does help, is to tell them about a month or 2 out about the move so that it's not a surprise. I think the more you talk about it and like, oh, how does that make you feel? Is that exciting? Is that whatever? Are you anxious? And sometimes they're like, I don't want to move. I like this house. And sometimes they're like, I like this house so much better than the other house. Like Ellis yesterday was like, this is the best. I love our house in Texas. I love Texas. Like,
ooh, you could only hope for a reaction like that. Right?
But then he'll be like, I hate it. I want to move back to LA. I don't know.
Ooh, but then do you use Ellis, who's acclimated and is also the big brother? Do you use him to like calm down Julian, or?
No, I try not to do that comparison thing. Like, well, look at your brother's balanced. Why don't you why don't you be like him? And I think that's what I would hear in my sick mind. I'd be like,
well, I mean, no, you don't. You don't tell Julian, hey, why the fuck aren't you like your bigger brother, bitch. You fucking idiot? Like you don't do that, but you go tell Ellis like, hey, why don't you go tell Julian like how much you're enjoying like the new move? You know, it's like That's true. You get the wolf to do the work for you.
Yeah. Well, here's what I did. I think so. So number one, I told them about a month or 2 so that they have really time to process it. And if you're really a rock star, you make a picture book of the old house so that when you land in the new place, you can show them pictures of the old place and go, oh, remember, this is where we lived back here and this is where we are now.
This is the new room where we take a dump.
This is where we take a shit now. Yeah. And also I try to make their bedroom look identical so that at least their belongings. Smart. Yeah. Like you don't want to buy a kid a new bed in the new house. Like you want to transition them with all their stuff and have it put out the same way so that they're really familiar right away. And I make the kids' rooms priority. So like, okay, make sure my children are settled. Like they have their favorite toys. And also when I pack a box for them, like, hey guys, pack your most special toys. This is your special box. This is do not touch. This is my stuff. And then we put it in the carry-on bag so that they have their special toys. And then, so what I do is a sneaky trick. When we land in the new town, first thing I do is take them to the toy store.
Ooh, that's a good mom right there.
And the candy store. And luckily in Austin, in near, what is it, 6th Congress, whatever that area, the downtown, there's Toy Joy right next door to the candy store. And so I double dip. We do that. And then I take them to like Hula Hut and we have a nice, fun, idyllic meal. And then they're like, oh, this is great. New things are great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Do you give them like rules where it's just like, all right, I'll buy you whatever you can carry, and then it's just they just get like 2 handfuls of taffy or something. Like what rules do you give them? Yeah. Like at the toy store or the candy store? So I
made the mistake the first time I took Ellis to Austin. I was like, "Let's do it, dude! Get whatever candy you want." And he walked out. I was like, "Why didn't I put a limit?" Like, such an idiot. So he came out of there with like 2 bags full of shit. I was like, "Oh, I'm such a moron. Like, I really should have put a cap on it." So now I just go get like one awesome thing. Just all you need is one. You know what I mean? Maybe 2. And then toy, pick one fucking awesome toy. Like, let's not go, so that they have something else to beg. So I can hold it over their head later. Like, hey, do you want to go back to the toy store? Do you want to go back to the candy store? You got to behave now, shithead.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but it's stressful. It's I've been drinking every night. There was a point where
gotta cope somehow, Gene.
I was drinking every night and drank on the plane today. Even I was like, can I have champagne? It was 9 a.m. I gotta drink. I'm fucking crazy. You do what you got to do to survive. And that's it. So, hey, it sucks. It's not fun. It's never easy, but I think I have to put it in perspective, because the immigrant in me also goes, are you kidding me? Like, the year that we had before pandemic, like when you're in existential, like, real danger for a fucking year and change, and your government's in chaos, and then your husband breaks his ass in half, like, those are real mortal issues. So moving now, I'm like, yeah, it sucks, but like, it's not the end of the world. Like, it wasn't a pandemic.
Right. My husband could move by himself.
Yeah, maybe that's the Eastern Blocker in me, where I'm like, this is fucking nothing. Fuck you moving. I'm very like, yeah, it sucks. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking pandemic.
But I mean, that's good though, because you're using your traumas as tools now.
Oh, there you go, Nadav. Spin that positive.
Yeah.
That's why I love you so much.
Yeah, it's the silver lining. It's like everything that sucks doesn't suck as more when you go through like really crazy hell.
Where my mom's at. Where my mom's wearing thongs, hitting bongs at. Raising kids, cleaning shits, need a long nap. Where my mom's at.
Where My Mom's At podcast with Christina P.